Okay, here we are, all eyes in this senior championship clash between three great teams, Clann and St. Brigids. Both teams are well known to each other, Clann here trying to retain their senior title from last year, while St. Brigids are looking for a chance to correct last year's effort and claim the first title in 11 years. Let's take a look at Niall Mackey's side now and see what his selections are. In goals for St. Brigids, number 1, Peter O'Reilly. The full back line today, number 2, 3 and 4 for the St. Brigids side are Sean Francis, Anya McGrath and Ethan Lennox. Our half back line, 5, 6 and 7 will be made up of Kira Walsh, Rhea Lennon and Alva Lennon. In the middle of the field today for the St. Brigids side, we have wearing number 8 on her back, Abby Clann, and number 9, Kate Nolan. Our half forward line today for the St. Brigids side, 10, 11 and 12 will be made up of Claire Crahan, and team captain Claire Crahan, Alison Nugent and Sally O'Hara. Up front where all the shooting and scoring will be done will be our full forward line, Marion Nolan, Anya O'Brien and Sarah O'Rourke. Now that's the St. Brigids selection that we've been handed here. Three teams are marching behind the Castle Brass and lead band. Weather conditions absolutely fabulous. Large crowd has gathered. What a day for final, what a venue. It's great to see such atmosphere here and the build-up of this game. Okay, Clann's Innisgavin's side will be made up of their team captain Amy Lennon, their captain in goal. 2, 3 and 4 for the Clann side, Ava Gavin, Kelly Colligan and Leah Mackin. Our half back line today for Clann will be made up of the following: Katrine Gavin, Kim Finglas and Anya Connaughton. In the middle of the field today for Clann, wearing number 8 on her back is Ora O'Neill, while number 20 replaces number 9, Ida Graham. Forward line, 10, 11 and 12 is Shauna Bannon, Quiva Lennon and Rasha Lennon. And that leaves us with a full forward line, 13, 14 and 15, Carl Earl, Hope Glenn and Kaylee Dunning. That is the Clann side. As I said earlier, it's a replay of last year's final. One can say both teams match get going, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. Of course, our referee, Declan Hunt. And I'm going to hand you over to Kevin Egan, who will do the match commentary.
So we see Rochelle Lennon moving into the centre forward position, which isn't a huge surprise. And instead, Quiva is going out to the wing as she did last time. Quiva has actually gone into the full forward line, I see now. So it's one of the Finless sisters is over there. Hope Glynn is indeed gone into full forward. Ija Crehan at midfield. Marion Nolan has gone in for St. Brigids, though I would imagine that's just for the throw-in. In terms of positional matchups, Alison Nugent being picked up by Kim Finless here, centre back against centre forward, as St. Brigids get underway with Marion Nolan. Shovels it on towards Abby Curran. Ball knocked back infield, first possession for Alison Nugent, and Alison Nugent wins a free straight away. First ball inside towards Kate Nolan. Here's the opportunity, shot looping into the net, and for the third time here this afternoon, one team wins the throw-in and turns it into a goal. Alison Nugent straight off the mark, looping shot. Those teams, of course, are 1 out of 2 so far. The early goal was struck by St. Barry's in the intermediate final. They went on to win. The early goal was struck by St. Mary's of Tulsk in the junior final. They lost after extra time, so still very much up for debate who wins. It's not like it's a settled matter or anything, but that's a superb start for Brigids. And actually, quite surprisingly, Kate Nolan is remaining at full forward. So that's a very interesting decision by Niall Mackey and his St. Brigids selectors. Ball in field now towards Shauna Bannon. Shauna Bannon carries it into the tackle. Strong tackling coming in from Eva Lennon. And St. Brigids have the turnover here. Claire Graham takes the ball out towards the sideline. Hand pass up along the line. Rhea Lennon in space now. Rhea Lennon chooses to go down the line. There's Kate Nolan being picked up at the moment by Kelly Colgan, and she easily glides inside, and Kate Nolan keeps driving through. Little bit of a push not given. Nolan with the shot off the crossbar, and it just glances over the bar, and that's a fast start from Nolan. So I'm intrigued by this tactical decision, but so far it's working out for Niall Mackey and his St. Brigids selectors. It wouldn't have been one that anyone would have anticipated. So now Clann retaining possession. They're after falling behind now, 1-1 to no score in these early exchanges. Aoife Crehan carrying the ball forward now. She's got Shauna Bannon off the shoulder. The run is being made by Hope Glynn. Ball is a little bit too far away from her, however. Shauna Francis was on her shoulder. Ball out towards Aoife Lennon now. And Claire Grehan is indeed dropping back. Picks out Abby Curran in a lot of space over here. And Brigids moving really, really well now. Claire Grehan once again picking up the ball. She really has become just, call it the out half, call it the quarterback, depending on your sport of preference. Ball on towards Marion Nolan now. Marion Nolan trying to connect with Kate, doesn't quite get it through, however. Sitting back in the pocket there is Kim Finless, able to ease, or actually is Orla O'Neill able to pick up that ball. Ball ahead now towards Ruth Finless. So St. Brigids very much up for this game so far. It's going their way in these early stages. Long ball forward towards Kate Nolan, battling against Kelly Colgan there. Kelly Colgan wins this battle. Needed that one. So Clann, county champions, they won't be too rattled. Plenty of experience and composure. There are some young players in this team as well, of course. You know, Hope Glynn, still a teenager, Ava Gavin, a lot of these very promising young players here. But overall, you look at the Finless girls, you look at Orla O'Neill, you look at Roche and Cueva Lennon, Aideen Lennon in goal. It's a team with plenty of experience and plenty of big match know-how. Oh, good tackling on the St. Brigids side, forcing the Cueva Lennon over carry. So long free going down the sideline, looking to try and connect with Alison Nugent. Nugent slips the tackle really, really well, manages to take the return pass too. She's driving forward, full of energy, lovely ball in. Chance now for Anya O'Brien. Anya O'Brien shoots off the left. Anya O'Brien clips it over the bar. And Alison Nugent had a very quiet semi-final, but she's certainly in this game early on. Got that early goal and now setting up that score for Anya O'Brien. Clann need to get into this game. Good ball out, well handled by Ava Gavin. Pressure coming on. Marion Nolan loses her footing there. Shauna Bannon now in possession. Shauna Bannon gets the hand pass away. Lots of open country in front of Aoife Crehan. Looking up to see options. Chooses to go long, looking to try and connect. It's Cueva Lennon going across the line in there. So Cueva Lennon being picked up by Anya McGrath. Even though Cueva's more or less in the corner. Shauna Francis has gone in onto Hope Glynn. Hope is very understated. You don't notice a lot of the good stuff she does, but her use of the ball is really good. Her awareness of players around her, as this long ball down towards Anya O'Brien goes to ground under pressure from Mia Mackin. So the matchups at the other end of the field. Mia Mackin picking up O'Brien. Kate Nolan at the moment being marked by Kelly Colgan. And Ava Gavin is picking up Sarah O'Rourke. So Clann now, chance to pick up the ball here. Clear their lines, try and work it out. Out towards Anya Connaughton. Shauna Bannon has spent nearly more time in her own half than in the opposition half so far. Coming back, trying to link up the play. Bannon driving forward now. Roche Lennon makes the run off the shoulder, trying to get away from Rhea Lennon. Ball in field to Caitlin Gavin. No one pressing out to meet her. She misjudges the pass, however, and really good play by Anya McGrath. Reads it, snaffles up the danger, and a brilliant break out of defence by Claire Grehan again. Brilliant work. Immediately turns back towards her own goal, so we know what her role is this afternoon. Sloppy hand pass there between Sally O'Hara and Anya O'Brien gives Clann a chance to knock the ball to the ground. And Clann just need to settle into this game now. Hasn't really worked out their way so far. Just need to get a score on the board to turn this contest around. Alison Nugent, however, still very much in the game here, looking to connect with Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan grappling there with Kelly Colgan, and I'd say Kate, she was looking for the quick free, but you'd imagine she has a fine strike on her. So the logical thing now would be to take her time. See, can she just stroke this one over the bar? Nolan with the shot. Nolan, clinical finish. And that was exactly the thing to do in that situation. And it has been all St. Brigids so far. They lead by 1-3 to no score. They arrived like a train into last year's final. This year wasn't as emphatic. You know, they did win their group games. They did secure passage through to a semi-final. But even when they beat Clann in Johnstown, it was a game where they made an explosive start and Clann came back into it from there. Oh, good tackling. Anya O'Brien has robbed Kelly Colgan. Nolan is on her. Oh, it looked to me like it could have been a legal enough tackle there. But Declan Hunt, just as Clann looked like they might be drowning again, Declan Hunt sends out a lifeboat and saves them. So that group game between the sides, St. Brigids ended up winning the game by a goal, but I think anyone who was at the game would say that Clann probably had the better of it for longer stretches. Just they shipped too much damage in the early stages. Ball ahead towards Abby Curran. Marion Nolan takes possession now. Marion driving forward. Mercurial player, capable of running up big tallies on her day. Good ball inside towards Sarah O'Rourke. Sarah O'Rourke with the shot. Sarah O'Rourke with the point. And Brigids are just cutting Clann open at this stage. And Clann just need their experienced players to dig deep and come up with a ball here. And sure enough, they look towards Aoife Crehan, and now Orla O'Neill comes up with it. Orla O'Neill wins the ball, or I suppose I should be calling her Orla McManus, given that I did check that with her earlier this year. And she said, yeah, McManus it is anymore. Ball inside towards Rocha Lennon now. Cueva Lennon, her cousin, outside. Good pressure from Anya McGrath. Cueva Lennon gets inside, however. Gets the ball across here. Now an opportunity for Ruth Finless. Ruth Finless with the shot, but doesn't get hold of it. And that one drifts wide of the target, and it's a first wide of the game. So Brigids able to easily retain their kick out. Aoife Minnick wins this ball. One of many very young players. Minor footballer on this team as well. Oh, a sloppy hand pass from Eva Lennon there. Gives Kim Finless the chance to get in and scoop up and secure the turnover. Clann now need to try and turn this into an attack. Shauna Bannon. Pressure coming on from Eva Lennon. Ruth Finless. Subtle little hand trip there from Rhea Lennon, but she doesn't get away with it. Declan Hunt spots it. Ruth Finless looks to go down the line, looking to connect there with Cara Earl, who hasn't really got a chance to get into this game so far. Here she goes now. Did well to win that ball, but Anya McGrath again has just had a brilliant game so far. That's her third turnover win. And she is really laying down a marker in that St. Brigids back line. Orla O'Neill now in possession. Clann beginning to get their hands on the ball a little bit more, but still only created that one scoring chance, and even that was a bit of a low percentage one from Ruth Finless. That scuttled harmlessly wide of the far post. Caoimhe Lennon in possession now. Caoimhe Lennon trying to turn inside Anya McGrath. That's not happening today. Tries to go around the outside instead. McGrath leaves the hand in, but too far out to concede a scoring chance. Going short with the free, Shauna Bannon has been full of energy in life trying to get Clann into this game. Comes back out towards Róisín Lennon. Ruth Finless now. Ruth Finless takes it into the tackle. Brilliantly done, St. Brigids. Great work there by Rhea Lennon. Forces the spill. Clann have it back, however. Step inside Shauna Francis. Hope Glynn knocks the ball across. Just looking to get the space to shoot. They're in close enough. Here's Róisín Lennon now. Róisín Lennon with the kick. And finally Clann are off the mark 9 minutes into this game. So contested kick out looking towards Marion Nolan. Marion Nolan kind of led with the foot going in for that ball there, and no surprise that Declan Hunt says no, that won't do. Does not fall into the realm of acceptable behaviour, so it's going to be a Clann free. Dinked short back to Orla McManus. Fist pass outside towards Mia Mackin now joining the attack. Lots of Clann players pushed forward here. One of them is Ruth Finless. Knocks that ball out, forcing another difficult shot. The high kick comes in, and that's easily gathered by Caoimhe O'Reilly in the St. Brigids goal. Claire Grehan, lovely ball out, looking for Abby Curran, and there's open country in front of her now. Abby Curran faced up by Ida Crehan, goes down the line. Good long searching ball. Sarah O'Rourke gets out and wins it. O'Rourke in towards Kate Nolan. There's a bit of open country in front of Kate Nolan. You can tell she wants to take on Kelly Colgan. Nolan goes inside, gets it across towards Alison Nugent. Oh, brilliantly done, Aideen Lennon. She read in Nugent's intentions really well. You could see that Nugent wanted the flick. She stood tall, she didn't dive in, and she had the reflexes to knock it away. Have St. Brigids won it back? However, they have. Ball infield towards Abby Curran. I thought Anya O'Brien had left that one a bit short. Going down towards Sarah O'Rourke as well. Sarah O'Rourke now looking to try and take on, going for a direct run at goal, but good defence there from Ava Gavin. Kate Nolan once again looking at Kelly Colgan in front of her. Kate Nolan across towards Abby Curran. Abby trying to, oh, well done, Alison Nugent. Managed to scoop that up, and it looked like she was under pressure. Still gets it knocked away towards Kate Nolan, even with 4 Clann defenders around her. Can Kate Nolan get the shot away? Kate Nolan under pressure. Hard hit came in, off the ball, hit on Anya O'Brien. I'm not sure which Clann player was being penalised. I think it might have been Mia Mackin was penalised for that hit. And after finally getting off the mark, just a silly off the ball foul like that means that score could be cancelled out almost immediately. And it really has been a dream start here for the Kiltooman Cam club. Kate Nolan drops it short, and that's great hands from Aideen Lennon. So just Clann just hanging in a little bit here. Trying to break out now with Anya Connaughton. Oh, great Rob. Outstanding work there from Marion Nolan. Ball back towards Abby Curran. Abby Curran looks to spin out of the tackle. Hand pass inside towards Sally O'Hara. O'Hara keeps that play moving. Lovely turn, Anya O'Brien. Wants to get her shot away. Anya O'Brien, just shot was rushed a little bit. Kim Finless was able to get in there, get the pressure on, and that was enough just to force the errant kick from the veteran attacker. Aideen Lennon now looking out at her kick out options. Not an awful lot of movement here on the Clann side. They're not giving her great options here. She's going to have to rush this kick out. Looks to try and go for Ava Gavin, but she's invited Marion Nolan in to intercept. Poor kick out from the Clann goalkeeper, and this could turn into a goal chance. Marion Nolan now shoots, and Aideen Lennon redeems herself with a good point blank save. So Brigids or Clann trying to work the ball out of their defence now. It's Kim Finless carrying it forward. She goes to ground under the tackle. Wants to get on with this really quickly. Goes long, looking towards Caoimhe Lennon. Again, Anya McGrath. There was very little in that now. But just any touch on the back whatsoever, and it will be a free. But still a lot of work for Clann to do to try and engineer a scoring chance from here. They come back in field, and really that's not aimed at anyone in particular. Ciara Walsh is in a good position to scoop that up, get it across towards Claire Grehan. Now Shauna Francis trying to carry it out of the back line, but she's under pressure. She has managed to get the hand pass away. And Abby Curran has been very involved in this game so far, has been on a lot of ball, gets it on towards Rhea Lennon. Rhea Lennon tries to go long down the line but can't quite control the kick, and it just skews off the outside of her boot and out over the sideline. So 6 points between the teams as we tick into the second quarter of this game. Clann in possession, but a lot of ground to cover before they get into anything that could be considered a dangerous area of the pitch. Kim Finless knocks that ball on towards Mia Mackin. Shauna Bannon once again coming back, trying to help out her defence. Not maybe in a permanent sweeping role the same way as Claire Grehan, but still getting up and down the pitch. Anya Connaughton and Kim Finless keeping it very, very tight. Anya Connaughton now in towards Hope Glynn. Lots of Brigids cover back there. Claire Grehan is there. Abby Curran is back, so it's effectively a +2 situation. Well, Abby Curran pushes out a little bit now. Still Claire Grehan in behind. No real long ball option for Clann. Caitlin Gavin takes the pass and gives a return quickly. Little bit of a sloppy tackling technique there. And I think that's a second foul from Rhea Lennon so far, so she'll just have to be careful. So Rocha Lennon outside of her range has to go low. Chance now for Shauna Bannon. Lovely turn by Bannon as she got the power on the kick. She has, I think, she had the power, but she just let it drift out to the right hand side. I thought initially the umpire was going to signal for the score. Abby Curran once again takes the kick out, tries to connect with Ciara Walsh, but she's overcooked that a little bit. But there was a bit of tangling there between Kelly Colgan and Kate Nolan, and that just seems like a little bit of a mismatch right now from a Clann point of view. It's not a slight on Kelly Colgan to say that she's not. Kate Nolan offers a level of mobility that wouldn't necessarily be every full forward that she would come up against. Alison Nugent looking for the layoff towards Anya O'Brien, and a bit of tangling between O'Brien and Mackin. Ooh, Mackin's attempt to play that free nearly dropped short there. Ruth Finless has to work hard to get in and scoop it up. Back in field towards Mackin. Brigids pressing high up the pitch, trying to force those high level turnovers. Not happening for them so far. Clann have managed to work the ball out. Anya Connaughton now. Marion Nolan putting the pressure on. Marion Nolan, usually very much a finisher, but she's much more involved in the trenches this afternoon. Has got a couple of turnovers so far. Ball ahead towards Aoife Crahan. Rocha Lennon takes that pass. She's looking to swoop around onto maybe try to get into a position to finish rather than being involved in the midfield like that. Now ball in field towards Hope Glynn. Oh, good run off the shoulder. Oh, it was a little bit high for Orla O'Neill, and she plays the ball inside. Caoimhe O'Reilly scoops it up, and I'm really going to have to decide on am I going with O'Neill or McManus. I mean to go with McManus, but what can I say? When you're using one name and you've watched a player for the best part of a decade and more. Bit of a hold there on Nugent, who really has been terrorising this Clonagale defence so far. you just get the sense that in terms of the matchups at that end of the pitch, St. Brigids have got matchups that suit them. Here's Nolan on the go again. Tackle from Ruth Finless. She looks for the referee for a little bit of, I don't want to say support, emotional support. Well, that's as much as she's going to get. She's not going to get a free kick anyway. And now Clann have got this turnover ball. So much like we saw in the intermediate final, St. Barry's made the explosive start. Then Porrick Pierce has got to grips defensively, but it was at the other end of the pitch where they never got anything happening. And you get the sense to a degree the same thing has happened here. St. Brigids had their explosive start. Clann have finally began to deal with things on the defensive side a lot more. They've got a few more turnovers. They've curtailed the St. Brigids attack. But at the other end of the pitch, St. Brigids still very, very much on top. And that's excellent work there by Aoife Minnick. And the ball is just knocked along the line, and here's a chance now for Nugent. Nugent picks it up. The run has been made by Anya O'Brien. She comes out to meet it. Anya O'Brien now doubles back as Nugent keeps going. Takes the ball into the tackle. Here comes Nolan off the shoulder. Kate Nolan driving forward. Close to an overcarry, not given, says the referee. Ball back in field towards Anya O'Brien. Here's Sarah O'Rourke now. Sarah O'Rourke out towards Marion Nolan. Oh, superb block, Anya Connaughton. Anya Connaughton right down on Nolan's boot. Gets that ball clear. Now Clann need to take advantage and turn it into a scoring chance at the other end. Clann looking to break out of defence. Orla McManus knocks that ball ahead. Takes the return now. In field towards Shauna Bannon. Shauna Bannon works that across there, but Rhea Lennon has the chance to come in and try and secure the interception. Caitlin Gavin is still favourite, but she's under a lot of pressure. Here comes Nugent in to help. And that ball's gone out over the sideline, and it's the St. Brigids crowd that roared their approval. So St. Brigids knocked that ball back towards Abby Curran. Curran striding forward. Nugent again. Oh, Nugent gets the hand pass away brilliantly. Back to Curran. Curran is looking up. She wants to connect with someone inside. Here comes Anya O'Brien. Anya O'Brien taking the ball in field. It's opening up for her to take on the shot if she wants to. Shoots off the left. Doesn't get the power on it, however. And Aideen Lennon is able to easily gather that and pick out Shauna Bannon. Nobody ahead of the Clann wing forward. Oh, that's a good run off the shoulder. Great work. Ava Gavin there now. Ava Gavin driving forward. Marion Nolan chases her down. Marion Nolan forces the spill, but Gavin recovers well. Nolan gets the tackle in. Looked to me like a clean enough slap on the ball, but there you go. And once again, when Clann look up, they see lots of green jerseys back there covering off the threat. So Eva Lennon goes out. Ah, wonderful tackle, Eva Lennon. Strips Shauna Bannon of the ball, and here's the chance for a turnover play. Sarah O'Rourke is out in front. Bit of a switch at the back line there now. Sarah O'Rourke gets that ball inside towards Nolan. Nolan will look to which way is she going to jinx. She goes round the outside. She's in on the right foot. Now she has room to get the shot away. Oh, how about that for a finish? Top corner. Wonderful stuff from Kate Nolan. But Sarah O'Rourke did all across the pitch there. The strip at one end from Eva Lennon. Long ball down to Sarah O'Rourke. O'Rourke with the layoff. Nolan decided she was going to go around the long way. And that's an immaculate finish. And now we can emphatically say that St. Brigids, they have a commanding advantage here at the moment. And they will feel that this game is theirs to lose. They just need to maintain control, keep doing the right thing, not drop into a defensive set as they did last year. Rocha Lennon now carrying forward. Rocha Lennon, hand pass inside towards Cara Earl. Cara Earl looks to step inside the tackle, shoots off the left. Good strike, Earl. And Clann just needed that settling score. Just get another couple of scores on the board before half time and they'll feel, oh, misplaced kick out here now. And in comes Ruth Finless. Finless strikes. Finless puts it over the bar. And that's the kind of self-inflicted mistake that St. Brigids can't really afford here. because it begin to rattle their confidence a little bit if they just feel they're it's one thing if Clann eke out tough scores of their own, as that Cara Earl point from a tight angle. But when you hand the ball to Ruth Finless there and she immediately punishes you, it's just a needless concession. But Clann will feel they want to just take advantage of that. Orla McManus driving on now. Lovely hop and solo. Pass outside just a little bit too far ahead of Cara Earl. Earl tries to make space in tight traffic. And all of a sudden, we thought that goal from Kate Nolan, it suddenly opened up a 9-point gap. Well, in the blink of an eye, Clann have just fired 3 points over the bar and the county champions are right back in this game. Two 4-4, long ball forward. Just bounces off the shoulder of Ciara Walsh. Couldn't react quick enough, but it's still a St. Brigid's ball. Kate Nolan has come out the field now a little bit. Which again is an interesting move. You'd have to imagine that was a preordained switch because her role as a full forward was working. But how about that pass? Immaculate delivery right into the breadbasket of Anya O'Brien. Anya O'Brien looks to step inside the tackle, goes low and across the goal. Oh, it was all opening up for her there. She had done the hard work. Brilliant pass into her from Kate Nolan. She had broken through the tackle. Felt she was being fouled, but the advantage was there. She played on. She had her goal opportunity, and she just pulled it across the goal. Caitlin Gavin now trying to get past Alison Nugent, which is no easy thing to do. Nugent is, and I mean this in the best sense of the word, an absolute pest when she's going after a ball. But Clann have managed to work it forward to Ruth Finless. Oh, there's Anya McGrath again. She's just been imperious in this first half. McGrath wins that ball. Kate Nolan now gets it on towards Abby Curran. Abby Curran slips into the tackle. Bit unlucky on Rocha Lennon there because Abby Curran lost her feet, lost her footing. Don't think there was any real advantage to Brigids though, in the sense that they're still going backwards at this stage now. Kate Nolan or Anya McGrath in possession, and every Clann player is behind the ball. Claire Graham, of course, has county medals. Kate Nolan feels that she's being held there. Can sense that little bit of frustration, and Rocha Lennon goes into the book. So once again, Nolan looks to connect with Anya O'Brien. Anya makes a good run out. A big long hop takes her away from the danger, out towards Marion Nolan now. Marion Nolan back outfield. Ava Lennon. Fist pass inside, puts a little bit of pressure on Sally O'Hara, but Sally O'Hara, that's what the extra bit of height and range gives you. She's able to get up, pull that ball down, and her arm was pulled by Orla McManus. And all of a sudden now it's another scoring chance, and a chance for Brigids just to settle things again after conceding 3 points in a row. Kate Nolan, she's got hold of this one. The last one she dropped short. This time she puts it between the posts, bringing her tally to 1-3 for the first half. So 2-5 to 4 points, and that is all she wrote at half time. There wasn't a half time whistle as such. Just Declan Hunt confirms to the teams that that's all the action we're going to see until the sides change ends. St. Brigids this time last year, score was 2-5 to 1-1. This year it's 2-5 to 4 points. But it feels like a very, very different game. It feels like the teams are controlled, and of course there's no getting away from it. The presence of Kate Nolan on the pitch makes a world of difference to this St. Brigids team as well. She has been a huge part of it. A goal and 3 to her name, 2 points from frees, that superb goal, and an early point as well. Alison Nugent started the game with a stupendous goal, rattled into the top of the net before Clann even got hands on the ball. And defensively too, you'd have to say Anya McGrath in particular. Abby Curran has been up and down the pitch, but Anya McGrath has been superb. Rhea Lennon has been superb. It's going St. Brigids' way so far, but there's plenty of football still to be played. Half time, St. Brigids 2-5, Cloningale 4 points. By 7 points at half time. I can spot one change anyway, which is Megan Kelly coming into the side. So we'll just try and identify who has made way there. It's a change. Megan Kelly is slotted straight into wing back. I see Kate Nolan has gone out to centre forward now at this stage. Megan Kelly, whether she'll follow Claire Grehan up and down the pitch remains to be seen. I'm looking to see who's missing. I don't know if Caitlin Gavin is out there again for the second half. It could be Caitlin Gavin who's made way. I wouldn't say that Caitlin would have been having a particular difficulty or anything like that. I'm looking around to see if there's any change in the inside forward line. There might be a change up there as well. No, Cueva Lennon is still in there.
Cloningale team for the second half, and that is number 19 Megan Kelly coming on for number 5 Caitlin Gavin.
So that's confirming what we thought. Megan Kelly is indeed on and Caitlin Gavin is off. That's very much a straight swap. Wing back for wing back. And we are underway. 30 minutes for the county champions to try and save their season. Because let's be honest, for both of these clubs at the start of this year, the only thing which would have made it a successful campaign would be getting to be the first team to put their name on the brand new Marie McAleerney Holland Cup, donated this year on behalf of a famous and incredible servant of Roscommon LGFA, and indeed the LGFA generally down the years. Marie McAleer could not have done any more. When the list of volunteers and people who have given their life and dedication to ladies football, she'll be up there, up with the very top of them nationally now. Sorely missed by a lot of people around this county, and it's great to see her name on what is the biggest trophy in the domestic Roscommon football scene, exactly as it should be. So 2 goals and 5 points to 4 points. Those first half goals, Alison Nugent hitting the roof of the net with the very first attack of the game, and then that sensational Kate Nolan solo goal into the top corner. They're what separate the teams here. Cloningale looking to try and find a way to eke themselves back into this match, just get a couple of scores on the board. They did hit 3 in a row approaching half time there before Brigids rounded off the scoring with that Kate Nolan free. And here is Nolan winning that turnover ball. She's back in the trenches now. Hugely important player for St. Brigids, and indeed you'd have to imagine Finbar Egan, Roscommon intermediate team manager, is looking on upstairs, and he'll be delighted to welcome her back into the fold next year as well after her injury. Was sorely missed for Roscommon as well. Low ball in, Anya O'Brien chasing it down. Sarah O'Rourke lays that ball off towards O'Brien. Good tackle. Oh, Sean O'Brien just knocked the ball out of her hands. Illegally, said the referee. And should be an opportunity for Nolan to stretch the lead out to 8 points from here. Nolan does indeed trot in. And it's one of those where I'm taking the liberty of writing it into the notebook already. I'd be stunned if it's anything other than a point. Sure enough, so St. Brigids not playing with the same explosive attack as they did at the start of the game, but still very much in control of this game. Megan Kelly in possession for Clann. Brigids trying to press high up the pitch, trying to force a turnover. Kim Finless knocks it across to Kelly. Kelly spins out of the traffic. Finless takes the return. It's all very, very congested. Nolan with a high hit there. No foul, says the referee. Ruth Finlas was back, available to take a pass as well. Instead, they've switched the angle of the attack, and Ava Gavin drives forward down the right-hand side. Alison Nugent tries to get a tackle in. Oh, gorgeous floated pass by Ava Gavin. Up ahead, Cara Earl takes possession. Ball infield, or it was actually Shauna Bannon. Ball infield now. Now Ruth Finlas. Bit of a high solo means takes the ball away from goal. But Ciara Walsh just deemed to have held the Clann player. Ruth, one of a handful of Clann players that missed the county semi-final win over St Dominic's due to a bereavement. It was an outstanding performance from Clann on that evening, and what was a brilliant game. St Dominic's lost nothing in defeat. But you would have said Clann were in good shape coming into this game, and instead it's just not happening for them here, and that sums it up there. And it was just, there was no conviction in that kick whatsoever from Rochelle Lennon. And Clann cannot afford to leave those scores behind them. Marion Nolan has really thrived since coming out the field. Kate Nolan takes it on at centre forward. Drives straight at Kim Finlas. No foul, but Kate Nolan is in behind again. Finlas keeps trying to get a tackle in. We come back for the free there now, and I'm not sure that there would be any advantage there. Nolan was still going. She herself says, I had the ball in within scoring range. I don't want to come back out outside the 2-point arc. No, sure enough, the free is given close to goal. Nolan with the shot. Nolan puts it up between the posts. And just turning the screw here now, back 9 points in front. We talked about Clann getting a run of 3 scores in a row. Well, Brigids have got the next 3 points after that. And they're back in possession again and on the attack again with Ava Lennon. Marion Nolan knocks it on towards Kate. Kate looks to step inside the tackle. Could go low, instead shoots for a point, and she's pushed it out wide. Just a third St Brigids wide. 9 scores on the board. They did drop a couple of shots short, alright. Aideen Lennon had to make a couple of saves. Lennon goes out towards the side, trying to retain possession here. Alison Nugent again forces the spill on Ava Gavin. Hand pass ahead. Ball goes out over the sideline. Good pressure from St Brigids, forcing the turnover there. And they continue to be in an excellent position. Low ball down from Rhea Lennon into the corner. Wonderfully delivered off the outside of the boot. Anya O'Brien gets inside. O'Brien goes for the hand pass over the top. It's all opened up for Sarah O'Rourke if she can get the shot away. She can get the shot away. And now it definitely feels like St Brigids' title to lose from here. It was the start of the second half last year when it all started to go wrong. Not so this year. This year they picked up the second half where they left off. Clann try and make a change. Ija Crehan makes way. Ciara Quinn comes into the team.
Number 9, Ciara Quinn, coming on for number 20, Ija Crehan.
But to say it's an uphill battle now is understating it at this stage. Clann 12 points adrift here. They haven't really threatened Caoimhe O'Reilly in the Brigids goal just yet. Aideen Lennon this time goes long with the kick out, looking to try and bring Ciara Quinn into the game straight away. But Abby Curran has won it here. Quick free from St Brigids. Ball kind of lands at Kate Nolan's feet. But a rash tackle from Ruth Finlas, or from Kim Finlas I should say, knocks her over. So Abby Curran stands over this free now. Marion Nolan makes the run. Curran decides to go long into the corner, into Anya O'Brien, still battling with Mia Mackin in there. And Mia Mackin has fouled in this instance. And you can just hear Claire Grehan just dictating, telling Anya McGrath to push up The big thing for St. Brigids now will not to lapse into just defending what we have. Kate Nolan with the give and go, looks to go inside. The big long hop, goes for the shot from a tight angle, and it's over the bar. And after a weekend of competitive finals, the senior looks like it could be the only really lopsided encounter. It looks like that so far. Could be a bit early to dismiss Clonagale, maybe not. So another change for Clann, and Kaylee Dunning goes in. Big ask for Kaylee Dunning, trying to turn things around up front. She's going to replace Hope Glynn.
Kaylee Dunning on for number 14, Hope Glynn.
So 3-8 plays 4 points, 13 points between the sides. Sally O'Hara goes to ground there. She got out in front, a little bit of a trip. And now Ciara Walsh, good lateral run, really well placed. Ball in towards Anya O'Brien. Alison Nugent make the run. Anya O'Brien comes in, and Anya O'Brien dinks it over the bar, and they are just piling on the pressure here now. St. Brigids really cutting loose. I have to say, whatever else I expected coming into this final, it wasn't a landslide like this, but that's how it's going. And again, here's another opportunity. This time Rhea Lennon, reverse pass towards Kate Nolan, comes in onto her left, decides she's going to just put that ball over the bar, keep the scores coming. So hard to see a way back for Clann here now, and certainly not if they keep committing these self-inflicted errors. This time Rhea Lennon comes in. Wouldn't usually be someone who finds herself in that situation. She pushes the shot wide of the target. A little bit of a few conversations at midfield. Abby Curran chatting with Declan Hunt. Again, Aideen Lennon they're trying to work the short ball here. Kelly Colgan carries it out. Good strong run here through the middle. Carried on by Caoimhe Lennon, but instead turnover ball. Claire Grehan wins it. Claire Grehan continues the run, absolutely sprinting down the right hand side. Happy to take a pass, but she's opening up space for Marion Nolan while she does so. Marion Nolan comes back infield towards Kate. Kate tries to get the pass away, just about gets the shot in. Good block down, but there was an infringement somewhere. Possibly feel that Kate Nolan was being held, maybe. And Nolan happily accepts the gift, clips it between the posts, bringing her own tally to 1-7 for the day here now. And once again, the giveaway on the Clann side. They really are making life hard for themselves here now. Ball in field towards Anya O'Brien. Anya O'Brien looks to break free. Anya O'Brien into the roof of the net. And it's at this stage now, I think we can say that the long wait for St. Brigids. A decade ago, they were the dominant side in Roscommon. They went through a run of 8 county titles in 10 years at one stage. Then they slipped back down 5 years ago, finally emerged out of intermediate, won the intermediate title with a big win over Boyle and Ballyfourn. Came up into the senior ranks, were competitive right from the start, but just didn't make that breakthrough. Last year felt like their year the whole way through. They absolutely laid waste to sides the whole way through the senior championship, but it just went askew on them in the final. Well, it looks like they've finally exorcised those demons now. Clann, long ball forward at this stage, just trying to salvage a little bit of pride out of this. Clann with the free out on the right hand side of the attack. Another substitution being made for Clann. This time coming into the side is Roisin O'Brien. She's going to replace Kim Finless. Roisin O'Brien had a really strong semi-final, kicked 4 points from play in that win over St Dominic's. But I'll tell you, she definitely has her work cut out for her here. As Clann try and engineer a chance out of this.
The change for Clann Gael going on is number 22, Roisin O'Brien, for number 6.
Shot coming in, dropping high into the area. It's there to be fought for. Cara Earl tries to chase it down. But St Brigids have handled that well. Claire Grehan again does really well. Gets that ball out towards Abby Curran. Abby Curran can't quite control it, however. And the ball will scoot over the sideline. Ball infield now. Chance for Clann to try and engineer something. Opportunity here for O'Brien, and straight away she wins a foul. And Roisin Lennon will take the free, put it between the posts. Ending a run of 2-7 without reply for St Brigids there. So when it talks about putting your stamp on a county final, it's very hard to argue with that. Long kick out, and St Brigids right back on the front foot here, driving forward now with Alison Nugent. Nugent taking the ball into the tackle. Ava Gavin has been the direct marker. And Gavin has done quite well. Nugent was very prominent in the first quarter, not so much since then, but of course, as Anya McGrath comes in, does really well, gets out in front to win that ball. She has really been a dominant force in this tie as well. Ball in field for Abby Curran now. St Brigids just knocking this ball around at their ease. Sally O'Hara plays it on towards Nugent. Nugent dancing through. Could have given the pass, instead takes on the shot herself and just pushes it wide of the target. Couple of misses here now. Aideen Lennon looking again. Tries to connect with Kelly Colgan there. Kelly has to break through the tackle and does. Chips that one short here now. Ruth Finless drives up the line. Little bit of a pull from Ciara Walsh there. Shout comes, they want a little bit more movement inside there in the Clann forward line. Finless goes low. Roisin Lennon picks it up. Claire Grehan up against her. Roisin Lennon looks to come back infield onto her preferred right foot. Could have taken the shot there, chose not to. Instead goes across. Kaylee Dunning works that across to Caoimhe Lennon. Caoimhe Lennon with the shot. Anya O'Brien is in there to put the pressure on again. And forces it out and forces the wide, which is Clann's 4th wide of the game so far. And we look, a couple more subs getting ready to come into the St Brigids team at this stage for the final quarter of this game. Caoimhe O'Reilly goes straight down. Roisin Lennon positions herself well, gets underneath that ball. Try to put Clann on the attack and look if they can at least get some scores on the board. 4-11 to 5 points is a fairly one-sided scoreline. There's no getting away from that. Roisin O'Brien once again has been very, very lively. She was fouled there. I have to say, in the semi-final I thought she had done enough to nearly earn a starting place for this final. I know she would have been somewhat of a bolter, but it was just hard to ignore the quality of that performance. Obviously there's a long career ahead of her if she wants it. She'll have plenty of time, and I'm sure there'll be more county finals to come. Ball chipped in field towards Cara Earl. Cara Earl goes to ground under pressure from Rhea Lennon, and we're going to have another free in for Clann Gael here. as he calls in the physio.
Stop for St. Brigids,
And
number 18, Lucy Sheffield, on for
so change on the St. Brigids team. Sarah O'Rourke scored a goal and a point this afternoon. She makes way. Lucy Sheffield comes into the side. Again, straight like for like swap there. Proven forward for proven forward. Rochelle Lennon's free and she just dinks it in. I don't know, is she trying to hope for someone to get a touch on it? Or was she just putting too much focus on accuracy and not making sure she got a clean contact? But either way, Brigids break out. It just really hasn't been Clon's day on any level. Kate Nolan now here, battling with Shauna Bannon. Bannon does well, shows good strength. Manages to hold her ground and win that ball. Ball out here towards Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly, pass ahead. Ruth Finless drives on. Good pressure coming in from Rhea Lennon. And Rhea Lennon just looks like she's pulled up there. A little bit of a muscle strain. They'll watch that carefully. The shout goes in from the sideline to keep up, but I think that's an injury now rather than any unwillingness to run. Quiva Lennon taking it into the tackle now. Kaylee Dunning trying to battle her way through heavy traffic there. Dunning does well, gets it across to Shauna Bannon. Shauna Bannon with the shot, and Shauna Bannon puts it between the posts. So just over 10 minutes to go here. Clann trailing by 17 points. Very hard to see a way back from here. Just a case of trying to get... The only thing that maybe will give them hope is they'll think back to the round robin game between the two in Johnstown when St. Brigids, I think they got 5 goals in the first quarter, which was a pretty sensational start. Clann will say, well, sure, look, if Brigids can do it, so can we, albeit there's been no evidence so far that it could come. This time it's Ruth Finless driving in and popping that one over the bar. But there's also the matter of, there's almost a degree of thinking ahead to next year at this stage. You know, you don't want to hand your opponents too much of a psychological advantage, and at least if you're coming at them at the end, you know, it gives you something to build on when it comes to next year, because right now St. Brigids will feel that they have absolutely dominated this game, rightly so. They have been completely in control. Kate Nolan works that ball forward. She was being held. And we'll come back for the free. Nolan looks up, not an awful lot of movement ahead of her. Anya McGrath goes to make a run, but probably needed a bit more movement in close to the Clann goal rather than looking at going back her own direction. Ball across towards Claire Graham now. And you'd say that somebody of Graham's experience might maybe slow things down at this stage, but I don't know if she has a slow speed. I think there's only full pace is the only way she knows how to operate. So Ava Lennon knocks that ball down the sideline. Abby Curran takes it on there. Anya O'Brien wheels round in support. Good angled run. O'Brien back in field towards Lennon again. On now towards Alison Nugent. Nugent just took her eye off the ball with the solo, but manages to get it back towards Kate Nolan. Nolan looks to break through the tackle. She's slaloming through again, looks to shoot off the left. It was an ambitious effort now from a tight angle off her weaker left foot. Now she has scored with her left already this evening. I think I sold her a point short earlier. She's actually on 1-8. 4 from play, 4 points from play, 4 from frees. They've got the turnover on the kick out again. Alison Nugent, and her reaction will tell you that she hasn't finished that with composure. Has put it wide of the target. But look, at this stage, there will come days, there will be games in both club and county colours when Alison Nugent will want to finish those scores, and it'll make a big difference whether she does or doesn't. Today, it has to be said, it looks like it's not necessary. They have more than enough in the bank at this stage to see them out in what has been a really surprisingly one-sided South Roscommon derby and a renewal of last year's final. So big day for St. Brigids. First weekend of November. You'd have to assume, barring a remarkable turnaround here, first weekend of November. They will represent Connacht against the winners of Roscommon and Leitrim, or sorry, the winners of Sligo and Leitrim in the Connacht Club Championship. I mean, I think we can all say with safety that looping shot there from Ruth Finless. Maybe I'm speaking too quick. Now, you'd still say there's too much to do, but just to complete the thought, you would have to say that Connacht Club Championship, very hard to see any team other than Kilkerran Clonberne coming away with that title, but just to get in there, win a game, maybe even put themselves into a Connacht final would be a wonderful experience for this young St. Brigids team. And as to say, everything is a learning step along the way, and you never know what happens when you get there. Right now, the order of business is just seeing things out here against Clann in this game. They still lead by 13 points. High ball in towards Anya O'Brien. Just comes off her fingertips. Anya Connaughton is able to get in and win that ball. Finless just scored that goal. Goes low towards Rocha Lennon. Rhea Lennon went down for. Rhea Lennon does not look comfortable at all. She looks like someone who's hurt. And I'm surprised they haven't actually made that switch yet, because there is quality on that St. Brigids bench. They have numbers, they have depth. There would be plenty of players who would come on and who certainly would, for one thing, you don't want to see Rhea Lennon aggravate that injury. I know she missed a lot of this year's championship, only saw her first action against Boyle. And there's no doubt her return was of vital importance, but she does not look comfortable out there. Ball recycled back towards Abby Curran. Infield to Marion Nolan now. Very different role for Marion today. Usually one of the key scorers in this St. Brigids team. Today she was involved much more out around the middle and did so very, very effectively. Didn't get her name on the score sheet, but still played a huge part in this win. Ball back out towards Claire Graham again. And St. Brigids just knocking the ball around here. They know at this stage there's just 4 minutes of normal time still to go. But as I said before, Claire Graham just not able to kind of take it easy, not in her nature. Brigids keep moving the ball around here. Sally O'Hara now. Abby Curran makes the run off the shoulder this time. Looks to break through the tackle. Runs straight into Caoimhe Lennon. A little bit of a giveaway of possession there, but Megan Kelly now carries the ball out towards the sideline. Ciara Walsh tries to get the tackle in. It's on towards Anya Connaughton. Threads the needle of a hand pass. A lot of Brigids tacklers in there trying to get the turnover. Work forward now to Ciara Quinn. Ciara Quinn outside towards Kayleigh Dunning. Kayleigh Dunning with the shot and Kayleigh Dunning with the point.
Sub on the St. Brigids team, number 17, Joanna Hughes. Going on for number 2, Shauna Francis.
So with just 2 minutes of normal time to play, we've one last, well, I won't say one last substitution, there could be more. But Joanna Hughes goes in and she replaces Shauna Francis, while on the Clann side, Susie Kelly comes in and she's going to replace Caoimhe Lennon. So Susie Kelly for Caoimhe Lennon, Clann. High ball up, there was a little bit of a nudge in the back there. So Clann now. trailing by 12 points. Ball across goal towards Ruth Finless now. You can just see so many St. Brigids bodies back. Ruth Finless, she was looking for that looping shot into the top corner like she got her first goal. Didn't happen on this occasion. She pulled it wide of the target. So the shout goes down, come on Brigids, we need this kick out. I don't know how badly they really do need it. I think as needs go, it's not up there as high as it might have been. Early in the game they needed to assert themselves. They did exactly that. They built up their half-time lead, and then the winning of the game was at the start of the second half when they just exploded out of the blocks, picked up where they left off. And once that goal, Anya O'Brien running in to set up Sarah O'Rourke, at that stage then you knew there was just no way back for Clann at that stage. Another Clann free here. Chance to just throw on another few scores at the end. Back towards... this is Susie Kelly. Susie Kelly with the shot, and she pushes it out for what is a fifth Clann wide. You couldn't say that wides were the issue for Clann today. It was just they couldn't get any traction against this St. Brigids defence. So Caoimhe Riley goes long, looks for Ciara Walsh. Good hands, Ciara Walsh. Pulls that one down on towards Anya O'Brien. Loads of runners in the middle. Wants to connect with Abby Curran here. Goes a little bit low. Probably needed to get the delivery in early. Good work inside, however, by Lucy Sheffield. And Lucy Sheffield is fouled. So one more chance for Kate Nolan to keep the scoreboard moving. Like I said, 1-8 to her name already. Make that 1-9. And as we move into stoppage time now at this stage, just a question of how long Declan Hunt wants to keep it going. I think we can accept it's just not to be for the champions today. They just met a force that completely overwhelmed them from start to finish. This has been St. Brigids' emergence as a force. You could say they could dominate for years to come. We said the same about when Clann made their breakthrough. They did pick up a couple of titles, certainly. But it hasn't been. Here's Lucy Sheffield now. Lucy driving through, gives the little dummy solo, goes for the shot. Fine save. Aideen Lennon put herself in a good position. And the ball ricochets up and over the bar. So Sheffield does get her name on the score sheet. Stretches the gap out to 14 points. Oh, Kate Nolan gets in, nearly manages to rob that. It's still there to be fought for. Sheffield is in there, but Shauna Bannon comes away with it. Shauna Bannon is fouled and gets the ball away quickly towards Susie Kelly. Susie Kelly, of course, part of the Roscommon minor panel this year. Has played a good, meaningful part in this championship. Didn't start that many games for the Roscommon or for the Clann seniors this year, but got plenty of playing time. You can see she's rated in around Johnstown, and you easy to see why. She gets a little bit more physical size and experience to go with her talent. She'll certainly be a strong contributor, because this is a Clann team that will come back, there's no doubt about that. So ball in here now towards Ruth Finless again. Finless again takes the shot. She gets a good strike on that one and clears the black, or well, I'm going to say the black spot, the red spot in this case. So 1-2 now for Finless. As we're here and the game finishes, explosions of joy from St. Brigids here. It's, as I'd say, it's as much about relief that they finally got over the line here. They were absolutely dominant from start to finish in this game. They have laid the demons of last year's final to rest in spectacular, spectacular fashion. And it could not have been more comprehensive. Clann just had no answer for them today. The county champions dug deep, tried to find what they could, but St. Brigids just had far too much. Comprehensive win, the first name on the brand new Mary McAleer Nay Holland Cup will be that of St. Brigids. The Kiltuman Cam Club are back on top of the Roll of Honour for the first time in over a decade. Joined now by Anya McGrath, a delighted Anya McGrath after an incredible game here, a remarkable game. It was one that literally anything could have unfolded here today. That must be the absolute dream scenario for you. 12-point win, explosive start. You just were in control the whole way through.
Yeah, we were. We all had many years waiting for this moment today. So after last year's result, we weren't going to let it get away from us like that again today.
What's involved in that? Because, I mean, we spoke about it coming over. It was exactly the same score at half-time. You had this position last year and just there was, I mean, there's no other way to describe it, just a collective failure last year in the second half. This year was the complete opposite. Within a few minutes of the second half starting, you could tell you were in a completely different place.
I think it came from last year. We didn't know how good we were. Like, we went on the first half and we played really well and we couldn't believe it. That then the nerves got to us thinking, shit, like we're ahead. Sorry for cursing. But
right.
thinking, oh God, we're ahead. Whereas this year we knew that we could play. So when we were ahead, we knew we could keep going.
You had the scores on the board early. Once Sarah got the goal, then the third goal. I don't want to say it would have felt, you're always wary of the threat when you're on the field, but you must have felt at that stage, no, we have it this time.
Yeah, when we saw the forwards converting in the second half, it gave everyone a sense of ease, because oftentimes that's where the nerves come when you're attacking but the scores aren't going on the scoreboard. But today they were, so I felt ease in 15 minutes in, which is unlikely in a final.
Absolutely. Well, from your own point of view, you really set the tone at the start. I counted you for 4 turnovers, 1 in the first half. You know, and putting the stranglehold on the Clann attack, keeping them, I think like they only had 1 or 2 points on the board after 20 minutes. I mean, psychologically too, you know, defence is different. That's where you really feel like you're dominating the game, when you're locking out the opposition.
Yeah, the girls today were all very tight in the back line. You felt when it came in, you knew if you didn't get it, the girl behind you would. I think that's what gives you the courage to go for it. Like, try get out in front, because you know if you don't have it, the girls behind you will. It comes from a team effort there.
Absolutely. Now, I don't want to put you in the manager's shoes. I don't know what Niall was thinking or if he explained. Like, Kate dominated the game as semi-final from midfield, and the decision was then made to put her in for full forward and then centre forward in this match. Was that a surprise to you as a player? Did you feel like, okay, maybe we're taking away one of our strongest weapons here, or what did you think?
It did come from as a surprise in the middle of the week there. It wasn't meant to be permanent. We said we'd throw her in for the first few minutes and see how she gets on, but she then thrived in that position where Kate thrives anywhere, but she thrived there, so we ended up leaving her there for longer than we expected. But that wasn't always the plan. But Niall's very good at going off the plan, which is needed in a final.
There you go. Well, look, it's been an incredible day. It's a breakthrough that I was there in Ballyforan when you won the intermediate. It felt like you were going to get here at some stage. It just, a couple maybe more hurdles along the way than you would have liked, but it must feel great to finally get here now.
It does. It's many years now. About 5 or 6 years ago now, was it, that we won the intermediate. I was only young then, and to see loads and loads of more younger, even better girls coming up, you knew that was going to come at some stage. But you know, you could have many years on top like Mayo and never get the win, so we knew it's now or never, honestly.
I don't know if I'll agree with your characterisation of the younger ones are even better. They're definitely talented, but you're a good group as well yourselves. Yeah. I won't keep you from your teammates any longer. Congratulations and well done on a brilliant win today, Anya.
Thanks,
well
Marion.
done. Fair
Lovely
play.
Chatting to you.
And yourself indeed, and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Ria Lennon, talk to me about where your emotions are after all that. I mean, it was a game, there was so much more to that than just a game of football, given everything that led up to it.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we actually got over the line in the end. We didn't want to get ahead of ourselves. Going back to last year, we had the fuel in us and we just wanted to drive it out. We kept going till the end. And the girls put up such a fight, and just so proud of us.
On your own level, you missed a bit of playing time this year due to injury. You came back in at the right time. Did you feel you were fully ready and you were going to be 100% today?
I felt ready to come back. I was rehabbing away for a while. It was hard to miss a few round games, but once I got back for the semi, that gave me a bit more confidence to come back and play the final, and yeah, I had to go from there.
What's the pressure like in the early stages of that county final? Because it was so much about setting the tone. Obviously, Alison gets the early goal. That's the dream start for you. But you got control defensively so quickly.
Yeah, just to settle ourselves, we just wanted to get our hands on the ball, just focus on the game. You could only control what was ahead of us, and everyone just worked hard to fight. Like Marion Nolan fought all the way through. All the girls never gave up, and just kept going to the end.
A couple of interesting positional switches. You referred to Marion there. Like, I mean, I'm used to seeing Marion as an inside forward. She came out, was around the middle. Kate switch. I know she's played a bit of time at full forward, but she, dominated the Boyle game from midfield. So there were a few switches like that, and you just made it work.
Yeah, we said we'd switch things up, put Kate inside, switch the two sisters. Marion and Kate had a bit of a switch, but we said we'd see how it went, and it worked. So Kate stayed inside and went with that. So yeah.
What's it like? Because look, let's be honest about it, there was a little bit of pressure to make this happen. There was never a doubt at any stage about the quality, the talent that's in this group, the young players, the old players, all three generations. You've had that. But it was the psychology. I can even feel that there's as much relief as joy nearly, I'd say. Yeah,
it's from all over, from like 1 to 31, whatever. We have such good girls on the bench, and we just had confidence in ourselves. We had to back ourselves coming here today, and yeah, just like.
What does it do for the group though? Because it takes that pressure off. You are county champions now. You'll be the ones going in as title holders next year, but even for the next few years, you have won a title, you know what it takes now. That can be transformative for a group.
Yeah, we have such a young team, so last year maybe it was the experience side of it we were lacking, but we're building, and all the girls, like, we've young from old all over the pitch, so just drive it on now for the next few years, hopefully.
Well, we won't worry about the next few years, next few weeks. You have a tilt to the Connacht Championship now. Yeah. Look, everyone would say Kilkerran and Clonberne are almost unstoppable, but you have a semi-final first, which will be a new experience and something good to develop the group as well.
Yeah, we just have to get back training now, focus on Connacht and see how that goes.
Great stuff. Well, listen, congratulations on a great performance today, and well done on getting your county medal. Well done, Ria. Thanks.